much in action. The Uttar Pradesh police has finally got moving, arrested 2 people in the Lakhimpur violence case. And of course, why not? They will have to be giving an answer to the Supreme Court tomorrow as to what they've been up to. In fact, they've even now finally gone ahead and issued summons to the main accused in this case, the murder accused, son of Union Minister Ajay Mishra. A summon has been issued and the deadline given to him is 10 a.m. tomorrow. Priyank, who's been tracking this story very closely, is joining with me tonight. Priyank, take us through the latest developments. Arrests have happened, some bullet cartridges have been found, and a summon has also been issued, all in a day's work.
Yes, Tanvi, and the moment the Apex Court had sought a status report from the state government of Uttar Pradesh, everything came into action. That totally silent police lines office of the crime branch was a happening place. We saw ADG and IG rank officers roaming there, and later that Lakshmi Singh, who's the IG range of this area, came out and she declared that 3 people who have already died in this incident have been, stated arrest because their role has figured out. We also got to know that 2 of the people who were questioned by the police could be placed under arrest. And hours before the Apex Court can actually listen to this matter, those 2 individuals have also been put under arrest. And not even that, the state administration officials had gone to the residence of the MS home and they have pasted the notice for his son to appear before the crime branch at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
All right, Priyank, thanks so much for joining us. Of course, all eyes on then now what happens next, whether the accused Ashish Mishra turns up at the police station and what it is that the police actually tells the Supreme Court. We're going to be watching out for that. But let's talk about this story. And I want to reiterate the fact that for 5 days, we've been constantly talking about what is it the UP police is doing. 8 people were dead. 8 people were killed, murdered in this ugly clash that took place, and nobody from the police or the state was helping us piece together the entire story. All that we saw was video versus video, narrative versus narrative, testimony versus testimony that emerged. The UP police completely tight-lipped and barely any movement even as far as the investigation is concerned. But all of that changed today because the Supreme Court took up a case. A PIL that was filed in the Supreme Court actually got listed mistakenly as a suo motu case, but it was an actual public interest litigation. And the Supreme Court took up the case today, led by the Chief Justice of India. A 3-judge bench asked some very, very pointed questions as to what is going on. The Supreme Court asked today, who are the accused against whom FIRs have been registered? What is it that you have done in the case of 8 people's killings? File a status report on the action that you have taken as far as these killings are concerned. How many of the accused have been arrested so far? Tell us about the people who've been killed. There is an allegation that you are not investigating properly. The Supreme Court, they're hearing what many in this country have been saying, what we have also been raising here. And so the UP police may not think it's necessary to answer our questions or to give us details, but they will now have to answer the Supreme Court. And the UP police that seemed to be dragging its feet along, some would say in a deep slumber, has now jumped to action. But why is it a concern? While the Supreme Court has now stepped in and asked questions, forcing them to act. Remember the similarities between 2 different cases. We actually decided to go back into the Gorakhpur case, which is the last big story just a few days ago that emerged from Uttar Pradesh. And in that Gorakhpur case, where a businessman from Kanpur died during a so-called raid by the police in a hotel, the police had assured us action. The state government assured us immediate action, justice, investigation, fast-tracking of the entire case. We have no idea who's investigating, whether CBI has started investigating, has it been given to them, is the police not looking at it at all? Because those accused policemen are still absconding and have not been caught. That case hasn't gone anywhere. Now, with the attention of the country moving to Lakhimpur, perhaps that case won't even go anywhere for some time. And perhaps the UP police was hoping the same will happen with Lakhimpur. So we are glad that the Supreme Court has stepped in and the UP police will have to answer these questions tomorrow now. I say good evening to Anila Singh of the BJP, Gurdeep Singh Sapul, national spokesperson for the Congress Party, Sharad Pradhan, senior journalist, Ashwini Kumar Dubey, advocate with the Supreme Court, also joining us this evening. Let me actually start off with Mr. Dubey. Mr. Dubey, it was interesting because one of the first things that emerged today was the court clarifying that, well, this wasn't a suo motu or cognizant case. It was actually a PIL that had been filed by lawyers. But what does it mean, the fact that the Supreme Court has asked these questions of the police and, and the government will now have to submit it as a report?
First, the suo motu petition is when there is any grounds of blatant violation of law appears prima facie in the eyes of the court, that look, the state government or the state machinery has failed to perform its parts of the duty and has failed to maintain the public order. So to prevent the gross constitutional violation, to remedy and grave injustice, the Supreme Court or the High Courts take cognizance of the issues which are unheard or which has not been looked into. Now, the second, if you remember, in Unnao case also, the Supreme Court has taken the suo motu cognizance of the issue and transferred the investigation as well as the trial of Unnao gang rape case accused from Unnao to Delhi. So here again, there has been found, the Supreme Court has found that there has been blatant violation of the law, as the authorities which were under obligation to look into that 8 people have died in an incident, and you should take into their custody, because when FIR is registered, then it is the moral, legal obligation on the part of the state machinery as well as the police to arrest those accused persons. But there was no arrest, as you rightly said, from last 5, 7, 6 days. So it was the point of worry. So 2 advocates written a letter to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court converted them into PIL and took the cognizance and asked that what action has been taken by the Uttar Pradesh government so far as the death of 8 people are concerned. Second, what is the status of the special investigating team which has been constituted by the Uttar Pradesh to inquire the tragic incidents where the precious lives of the people have died, 8 persons have died. Next, the Commission of Inquiry today morning only, if you see, the Commission of Inquiry was constituted by the chairmanship of the retired High Court judge, and that what is the outcome? So the advocate of Uttar Pradesh stated that we will file the status report, and that only you see today the summons have been issued to one of the alleged accused, prima facie alleged accused, to appear before the authorities tomorrow at 10 a.m. Over to you.
Okay, and the time there is very interesting because the deadline for Ashish Mishra ends at 10 a.m. well in time before the Supreme Court hearing begins, and hopefully there will also be an update whether he turns up by then or not and what the police is going to do about it if he doesn't. But if there is so much efficiency, Anila Singh, in the police and the government, that they can establish a judicial committee finally and announce the details and an SIT and arrest 2 people and get the details of 3 others who are now dead and account for them and find empty bullet shells, bullet cartridges from the car that was burnt, and also issue summons, put up these posters at the minister's house. Why were we waiting for 5 days and only started to do all this as the Supreme Court took up the case?
Tell me, to the best of my knowledge, these 2 people are not arrested. They were summoned for the interrogation, and police is still doing interrogation with them, and they are providing many things. So that cannot be revealed by the police because since they are interrogating. And you are very right when you ask me that why it took so long. I mean, today is the 5th day, and why it took 4 or 5 days to summon them, and why others are not summoned, why Ashish Mishra is not summoned. So definitely police is on it, and they have summoned Ashish Mishra as well to produce himself, and police is going to interrogate him as well. So, but at the same time, what we see that the opposition is trying to make it.
So I just want to clarify, Anila, it may have happened in the last couple of hours while you were getting onto the debates. But there is a press note now that confirms that 2 people have been arrested apart from the 3 who were under suspicion but have now been confirmed to have already died in the violence that took place.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanvi, for the information. And Tanvi, I'm pretty sure that very soon Ashish Mishra will be with the police, and he is going to put his part in front of the investigating team. And but the thing is, if you ask me that why so much of delay, I heard Lakshmi Singh, also IG Lucknow range. He said that delay is because so many opposition leaders, they are trying to come here, so we have to look after their security, safety as well. So police involvement couldn't be 100% with the grieved family and and to pick up those who are under suspicion. So that was this is the reason given by the Lakshmi Singh IG Lucknow range. But I'm pretty sure that whoever is responsible for this unfortunate incident which happened will be, that person will be charged and proper action will be taken against him.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that Ashish Mishra will also turn up to give an explanation. But let me tell our
100%.
viewers, as I take it across to Mr. Sharad Pradhan, what BJP has been telling us all this while, and even the representative who was with me last evening, Mr. Sharad Pradhan, said that so what, even if he is named as an accused in the FIR, the police has to do a prelim investigation, a prelim inquiry to see the merits of the complaint and the allegations, and basis that decide whether they need to call him, arrest him, summon him, hunt him down and put him behind bars immediately. Now that they have summoned him, does that mean that in the prelim inquiry shows there are grounds that something is amiss here?
Well, it's as blatant as that when you extend patronage to such people who indulge in criminal acts, then this is the kind of alibi that the government has been coming up with. This is not the first time that they are doing it. The UP police is used to doing it case after case. And only thanks to the Supreme Court that they have got into the act. Otherwise, they were moving heaven and earth how to shield the minister's son. And that's the reason they did not act. And they have double standards, so multiple standards. When it is somebody favorite of theirs, like this minister's son, or the inspector in Gorakhpur, the case that you mentioned, who murdered a young trader in the chief minister's home district. In such cases, the police adopts this line that you narrated just now, that they have to go into preliminary inquiries. But when it comes to others, common people, or even for that matter, journalists, this is the track record of the police, UP police. A journalist who showed a video of children being given roti and salt as midday meal was booked, jailed, and he remained in jail for months before he could get bail. This is then a number of such cases where journalists have been put behind bars without any questions asked, simply for being critical of the government. So you can see the kind of double standards and multiple standards that they use. Now that the Supreme Court has taken serious note of that, and that government is in a now fix, now they don't know what to do. That's why you hear this IG and whatever and the spokespersons talking in these terms. I mean, I fail to understand how women can be so insensitive to such issues, even like we have seen in the past in the cases of rape in Unnao, rape in Hathras. We have seen in each case, it is only the government has got into, the police has got into the act only after the High Court or the Supreme Court has taken serious note of that. And let me tell you, even here, they did everything to circumvent the law. The kind of things that they did, like they decided to have a retired judge to do this judicial inquiry. The track record of all governments, for that matter, it's not only BJP, even other governments is, and I can cite a long list of cases, whenever they engage, whenever they entrust such inquiries to retired judges, it is only with the intent of getting a tailor-made report. And the number of governments have done it, and this government too has been doing exactly whether it was the Akhilesh government or the BSP government or even Congress in the past. So, that is not a real sense. A true judicial inquiry means should be done by a sitting judge. So everything right from day one was, the whole idea was to hoodwink the law. The idea was to shield the culprits.
Yes.
One has seen it. You know, the Gorakhpur chap has still not been arrested. It has been 8 days, and as you rightly pointed out, because all the media focus was now on Lakhimpur over the past 4 or 5 days, so they thought that people have forgotten about Gorakhpur. I'm glad that you've taken up the matter because actually it was out of the media gaze with the result that they were allowing him to cool his heels. That inspector in the murderer inspector, extortionist as he's called there. This is the kind of outrageous indulgence of the police, UP police.
Right, and you know what, Mr. Pradhan, in the Gorakhpur case, they said we're recommending a CBI probe in this 5 days ago. And no further progress has happened. Initial attempts for us to, do a status check on what's happening within the CBI gave us a sense that not right now. They obviously also have a lot on their plate. So that case has not gone on anywhere. Here again, initially they said, okay, we will investigate. First, let us get things under control. We will set up an SID. We will do a judicial probe. All of these end up become time-buying tactics, delaying tactics, such that by the time you actually, an agency actually investigates the case, half of the evidence is gone. Witnesses have been spoken to, intimidated, changed, testimonies go elsewhere, videos are used to build narratives that you want to build, and both sides do this. I'm not saying one side is doing it. Both sides do it, but it just destroys the complete case. What makes it worse, Gurdeep Singh Sapar,
can I say one thing more, Tanvi? Just one more thing may I add to what you have said?
Yes.
Is that the government has been doing another thing, doling out a handsome amount of compensation. Well, compensation they deserve, but the kind of money is given not with the intention of, I think, just helping them. It is also with a view to silence them, which we have seen in each and every case. The money is given largely to make them silent. And while, again, I can cite you a number of cases. And both this government and the previous Akhilesh government has also done it.
Yes, you're right. And that's a classic political tactic that's used by all political parties. Fights are about compensation, less compensation, high compensation. But the idea is just to make their own problem go away. But what makes it also worse, Mr. Sapar, is when you take politics too far. Now, nobody is saying that Rahul Gandhi or a Priyanka Gandhi should not go and meet the family, or that you should not ask questions. But please explain to me, what is it that Mr. Sidhu was trying to do today? Did he really think that him, along with hundreds of people and 1,000 cars, will actually be allowed to go to Lakhimpur? Are you not now trying to add fuel to this fire?
I think, Tanvi, let us not limit democracy to just elections. Democracy is more than that. Democracy is standing with people who are sufferers. Democracy is fighting for certain principles. When somebody as powerful as a union government and a state government carry out such an activity, and why I say they carried out, because in this incident, these murders were not the outcome of any personal enmity. They were not the outcome of any dacoity. They were not the outcome of any act of rage. It was a premeditated, clear-cut murder where people were crushed without any provocation. It is quite obvious from the videos. And before that, the ministers and chief minister, they give the speeches which are the cause of such an action. There's a cause, and technically I'm saying mens rea is a legal term where your action leads to a crime and you are liable for that. So this is a situation, and you have been talking about police, that police is not doing its work. I'll draw your attention to what happened today. If it was not tragic, it would have been comical that the father, who is the Union Minister of State for Home, Mr. Ajay Mishra, he inaugurates a convention, a national conference on prisons. And the son is not traceable by the police, and police has to post the summons outside his house. Now the father, who is supposed to oversee and supervise the entire ministry, which leads the law and order in the country, and his own party has a government in Uttar Pradesh, he is in charge of the home ministry and son is absconding. And we are questioning police It's not about police. It is about BJP, which is trying to defend its powerful ministers because they carried out an agenda of suppressing farmers who were talking against the policies of Modi government. This is the sum total of it. And when such is the situation, how does political party act? The political party has to act with all might to save and stand in favor of people who are agitating against the government, who are being tormented by the government, and in this case, who are being murdered by the government. So I'm using that word consciously because till date, the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister or the Home Minister have not said a single word. All thing they're doing is
Yeah,
defending
that
their
is fine.
minister.
Like I said, Mr.
No,
Suppal, you can
no.
ask these questions. Nobody is stopping you from
We'll
asking these
ask them.
questions.
How do we ask
But
these
is it
questions?
necessary that in a
Yes,
democracy,
it is necessary, Tanvi. If we don't
Mr.
do
Suppal,
this,
is it necessary in a democracy that every person from your party has to go there? That hundreds of
Yes.
people have to go there and express their solidarity?
Yes,
Is that
it
the
is.
only way? If you suddenly feel so
Yes.
much about the farmers and the farmers' family, why don't you actually fix their problems in the states that you have control on?
yes, they're being fixed. You see, try to understand, in this age of entire media, most of the media being sold out, it is only people's voice which matters now. Till yesterday, when Congress party was not out on roads, even you were commenting on this, that where is opposition? And today, when opposition is out on roads, you are questioning the intent of the opposition. You should question the intent of the government. What is government doing today? Why this minister is still continuing? Why? That is the question. Question is not what Congress party is doing. Congress party will use all its might to stand in favor of people who have been killed. It will use its might because it's a political agenda which was being opposed and which was being paid by the lives of these people. If party is not out on the streets, the same people will do a propaganda that opposition is missing. Same people will try to buy time. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you certain recent instances. Kuldeep Sengar, we know in Innao rape case, the entire family was wiped out. 2 people died because of they were crushed under a truck. Kuldeep was suspended from party. When everything died down, his wife was given a ticket 1.5 years later. There was a police inspector, Subodh Singh, in Bulandshahr case, who was lynched by people. BJP government did an act of an inquiry, and later, when everything died down, Shikhar Agarwal, who was the main accused, joined BJP. There was this Ajay Chaudhary, who was flashing pistol in Meerut, and it was viral on media. When it died down, joined BJP. There was Narayan Singh Bhadoria in Kanpur jailbreak. When everything died down, he has joined BJP. And this is happening in a state where 6 policemen are absconding, wherein Mahoba case and IPS is absconding, wherein
But okay. Actually, you don't even have to give so many instances. This is also a story where a sitting chief minister of the BJP has said it as much in as many words on camera. So what? लाठी उठाओ, जवाब दो, 3-5 महीने के लिए जेल चले जाओगे, उसके बाद आके रिवॉर्ड मिल जाएगा. Anila Singh, respond to that.
You want me to respond on what Mr. Khattar said, or you want me to respond
On what Mr. Suppal said? I don't think there is much you can say about what Manohar Lal Khattar said.
He himself can explain about that. So, but you know, I was listening to Mr. Suppal and what he was narrating about Kuldeep Sengar's case. I think he is not updated. Perhaps he doesn't know the many facts. That is why he was giving many wrong facts here. Of course, I don't. Gentlemen, I didn't interject you, though you were giving wrong facts, and I do not waste this precious time on Kuldeep Sengar's case. We can sit on that.
His wife was given ticket last year.
And for you, Mr. Suppal, have some decency.
I am on my
Have some decency. Have some decency.
Okay, Mr. Suppal, we are short on time. Allow her to rebut what you have said. She didn't interrupt. Show the same courtesy. Anila Singh, please. Yes.
Tanvi, first of all, there is a tug of war in Indian National Confused Party, and I see one confused spokesperson here right now giving wrong facts. And for him, he says, "अरे आप लोग बोलते हो कि opposition का है." इसका मतलब they do not consider Priyanka Vadra as an opposition in Uttar Pradesh. They do not consider Akhilesh Yadav as an opposition because these 2 leaders, at least, they were there, right there when this incident happened. Priyanka Vadra and Akhilesh Yadav. Next day, they wanted to visit Lakhimpur Kheri. And then they do not consider Rahul Gandhi as an opposition leader, though both of them are supreme leaders of his party. Then Sidhu, he thought, "Arey, मैं कैसे पीछे रह सकता हूँ?" And he said that I'm going to go to Uttar Pradesh with 1,000 vehicles and show my power. Though Priyanka and Rahul were already here. And then Harish Rawat saw, when Sidhu wants to go, why shouldn't I? So what is this? Congress, what is going on in Congress? And secondly, they are...
What is going on in Congress, Anila Singh, is a debate we will have another day. I am sorry I have to interject, but I'm completely out of time. I'm going to thank all of you, and I assure Mr. Sappul, next time we have the debate on Congress, I'll get you, and you can then respond to what Anila Singh said. But I'm completely out of time. All eyes now on the Supreme Court for the questions we wanted answers to, for the action that we wanted to see. All of it is now happening thanks to the fact that the Chief Justice and 2 other Supreme Court judges have taken up this case. So we watch out for what happens next. Thank you for joining us.